Hello. Thanks for joining me. Lori Be Crafty here. It is just afternoon on a very hot 4th of July. Spent the morning with the family at the church. My husband does cooks for the pancake breakfast. And then I had to get my son onto the Boy Scout float for the parade. So we are here at the house cooling off because it is 1.2 trillion degrees out there, it feels like. It's hot in a lot of the country right now. But I wanted to take a few minutes before we head out to the swimming pool today, because it's hot, to just kind of show off this adorable Graphic 45 kit makings. This was the June kit. It is called Sun Kissed. It is part of their Graphic 45 kit club. It is $45 if you sign up for it on a monthly basis. And while that might feel pricey, let me tell you this. Graphic 45 makes some of the most beautiful paper I have ever seen and love to work with. And frankly, I was a little intimidated cutting into it. What do I do with it? It's so pretty. I don't want to mess it up. What I love about these kits is that it gives you the momentum to move forward and say, hey, try this. It was a lot of fun. So this is probably the 4th kit of theirs that I've done. And as I've said before in other videos, you know, it comes with the instruction sheets. You can always buy more of these different parts of it and create extras, or you know, jump off from here and use some of your other papers using the same kind of ideas. So it's certainly well worth it. For this particular one, it came with everything except a ribbon, and so I have these 2 ribbons. This was my thicker ribbon, and then a thinner ribbon that I had on hand that went really well with the blues here. So that's all I really needed to add, plus the general tools. The other thing that I really liked about this is Graphic 45, in addition to their main paper pads, they often usually have kind of a coordinating patterns and solid. And this was made with only the patterns and solids pad, and then the ephemera cards, banners, and tags. So think about this. This is made really with the secondary paper that goes with this kit. Now, I actually cut up a part of that. Yeah, I don't have the cover anymore from it, but it was definitely the solids and patterns pad, which is really cool. The other thing that is really cool in this is that this back piece here, these 3 back pieces, were all fussy cut from the actual cover. That's what's cool about Graphic 45. Everything is fair game. You can cut up anything you want and go from here. Now, most of this is on the sheets, but what I was going to show you today, some of the stuff that I'm going to step off and say, this is great, but I got some leftover stuff, so let's kind of jazz this up a little bit. So let me walk you through the album as is. This is the adorable cover with that key. Can you see the key up there? Isn't that beautiful? And then this is the spine. I added this part in here just because I had some extra papers and pieces, so I added these pieces. But there you go. And you open up. How pretty is this? Tag goes in here. And with these albums, this particular blank album did come with the kit. You can get them on the Graphic 45 site. But yeah, so you have the base already done. Now I added in these kind of side pieces. It covered up the white space. And I'm a cluttery kind of person. When it comes to G45 paper, I like to layer and add as much as I can to it. I think the paper just speaks to it. So then it has this blank page. This is a tuck-in. You create all these yourselves. And this has a side thing where you can tuck in something. Next page, this has a pop up there where you can add stuff. And then journal cards where you can add a picture. Now these were part of it. They weren't necessarily part of it, but it was an add-on to the kit. Oftentimes the kit has 2 projects, a main project, like in this case, which was the book, and then a secondary project, which were these tags. And I figured, well, why don't we just use the tags in these side pockets here to jazz up the album? So that's what I did. So keep going. There's the next pages. This was a very simple album to do. Some of their other ones can be a little bit more time consuming, but this one I was able to do over like 1 hour here, 1 hour there at a time. And while it may seem like it took me a week to do it, I'm a working mom. I work out of the house, and so I usually maybe get 1 to 2 hours in an evening to work. Here's another little pop up there. Here's another one of the tags. Now remember, on these tags, you can do a journaling here, add a picture on the back, or just even add a picture in there. Lots of uses. Something you can tuck into there. There's that. Journal card. Another fold up. And remember, these little spine inserts I did myself just because I thought it needed a little zip there. Here's the third card that came with that. So you used all the tags. These tags come as part of this album, blank album. And that gets us to the end here, right there. So that's the end. Now, one thing I wanted to do, I had a bunch of little leftover pieces. I've got all kinds of scrap paper here that's left. I've got bits of tags and more ephemera cards. And so I thought to myself, well, I've got some blank spaces in here. Why don't I add some of these ephemera cards here, which is exactly what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to do just the ephemera cards. What I'm going to do, which G45 is classic for doing, is, excuse me, this heat has my lungs in a nightmare. I have asthma, and it does not like this heat. And you can hear my voice sounds rough. So one thing that G45 is classic for is fussy cutting. And that's what I thought I would do. I was going to fussy cut these turtles out of the bigger cards. And I know it's probably boring watching me fussy cut. But one thing that I have learned, and if you've not fussy cut, this is very important. You'll notice that while I am moving the scissors somewhat, I'm really moving the paper more than my scissors. That's the key to a solid fussy cut, in my opinion. And I also find this is incredibly soothing after a long day. I don't mind sitting in here and just fussy cutting some things out. Now, what all came with the kit? What all came with the kit is what I showed you, the album that includes those 3 tags, or actually 6 tags when it's all said and done, because some of the tags were already incorporated here. It came with the packet of ephemera cards, which is the big cards, the big size and the little size. It came with the tags. A lot of their set papers come out with tags as well, too. And so it came with the tags, and it came with, and I'll show it in a minute because I am going to do these edges. It came with one of their ink pads, which is made for them, I believe, by Colorbox. Yes, Graphic 45. And this one is called, what color is this? Bon Voyage Blue. So I just wanted to kind of color up the edges of my little fussy cut here. And that's what I encourage you to do. If you get one of these kits, by all means, follow the instructions. But remember that you can also go your own way. Stealing that from Fleetwood Mac. And kind of find out your own way to do this. So you can see I'm just kind of getting that in the edges so that gets rid of that white space that is along the edges. And then we can just let's go to one of these, and we can just put our happy little turtle here up there. We found my glue. It's art glitter glue. I like it because I tend to use liquid glue on these albums. Let me tell you why. Because I always want to be able to fudge and squish things, just smush them around a little bit. Because with a tape runner, man, once you've committed, you've committed. Okay, and I got some of that blue, and I really wanted to do that. I wanted to get a little bit of that blue around the edge, and you can see, and just a little bit, because I'm transferring. I know I shouldn't use my finger. Come on, but we all do that, right? I just wanted to get a little bit of that color transfer in there to kind of just kind of smoosh that a little bit. So yeah, that was just one fussy cut. So you have extra ephemera cards, you can do that. The other piece that I want to fussy cut out is just this part here. That'll be a nice little fussy cut that I can add on to some of these pages like in here. And so that's what I was going to do, actually, because my husband's still at the church cleaning up after pancakes. My running joke is that this is one of the few times a year he actually cooks me breakfast. Usually I have to do it. So he's cleaning up. Ha ha, not me. So that's probably what I'm going to do for the next half hour or so until he gets home, and then we take the family out, get in the pool because it's too hot. So that's the Graphic 45 June album kit. I love it. People who know me well and have known me for several years know that I'm a total geek when it comes to Graphic 45. And so that's why I really encourage you guys to check out their site, check out their kits. And let me tell you another trick here too. If you look around on their site, you can actually find the instructions after the fact. You won't get it right away. The kit people get them first. But you can actually download a PDF. They have a ton of them that have specific instructions like this. And it has them for all different things, all different kinds of paper. And it is a perfect way to make that leap. And the other thing I liked about this is because, as I have said before and earlier, and when I started this blog, hey, I'm a working out of the house mom. Time is a premium. You can still make bigger projects like this an hour at a time a night. It might take a little longer, but you can do it. So I encourage you to jump in and have some fun with Graphic 45. If you've posted it, if you've done any of their projects, post them in the comments. I'd love to see them. And I hope you get as excited about projects like this as I do. Frankly, this year I decided to do a lot of Graphic 45 for Christmas, and I'm going to a Christmas crop coming up in August, a summer crop to start our Christmas, and I am taking all G45, and so I have albums planned, I've got cards planned, I got a lot planned for those 4 days, probably too much, but that's okay. So anyways, I wish you all a happy day, and if you're watching this on 4th of July, I hope you had a great 4th. Stay cool out there because it's hot, and take care. Please be sure to follow me on YouTube and Facebook, Lori Be Crafty. I really appreciate your comments and likes, and if you really like the videos and stuff I do, please share to your friends. I'd love to get a really fun, happy family going on here. Take care all. Bye-bye.